Now we'll be looking at the time and date formatting or function. Date function returns the serial number of a particular date, and then time function returns the serial number of a particular time. All right. So the first information we are to examine here is today. We have the today function, and you could either use the shortcut equal to today, all right, or you can go to the quick formula bar and search for today. Okay, go to the formula here, equal to, and then today, and you can see it says returns the current date format as a date. This function takes no argument, and it is true. The function takes no argument, and you could see formula result, it is volatile. It is volatile. That is to say, it can change. All right, it is volatile, it can change. What do I mean? I mean that if I should open this cell tomorrow, I'm going to find out that this date has taken the date of tomorrow. All right, if I should open this cell next tomorrow, this date will take the date format of next tomorrow. So it is volatile. In order to overcome this, you use another function, a quick function using control semicolon. Control semicolon. All right. Now, this control semicolon date is not volatile. This date is not volatile. That is to say, this date will not change when you open your Excel file tomorrow or next tomorrow or in 2035. And then another function is the now function. The now function, which returns the time to Ross. Okay, it provides you the date and the time. Now, what if you say, okay, I just want only the time? Now, to do that, you would control shift and then semicolon. All right, you immediately get the time. Okay, and one thing you should note is that this time, the time of now is also volatile. The time changes and the date, but for this it doesn't. Okay, so formula tab and then now, and we have that, and it says, you could see here formula result, it is volatile. That is, it will change. Okay, it is volatile and it will change. And then another thing we have is the e month equal to e month. All right, what this means is the end of month. The end of month. Let's use the start date, comma, let's put the month to be 2. All right, and then enter. So let's format that to give us a date, short date. All right, so on the 12th of 31st 2023 is the end of month for December, because we stated that it should give us in 2 months time from now. If I should put 1 month, that is next month, and that is 30th. If we should go to our calendar, all right, if we should go to the calendar, you should go to your calendar and then go to next month, which is November. You'll find out that the month ends on the month ends on the 30th. You can see it here, 30th. The month ends on the 30th. All right, this is for October, and then this is for November. The month ends on the 30th, and that is what it has returned to us. So if you want to check the end of month on your data set, then also we have the work day function. All right, in the work day function, let's say we have this as the start date. All right, comma, the days. How many days do we want it to return to us? Let's say the next 5 days from today. Okay, remember we are working within work day. The next 5 days, is there holiday within these 5 days? if we know the holidays, we can specify them, but if we don't know the holidays, you could leave them, and then it will give us another detail. Let me just kindly format this entire stuff to, okay, let me not, because we have time. Okay, let me format it to date. Okay, so we have the next working 5 days time as 27th. Let's go to our calendar again. So today is October, today is Friday, October, and today's date is 22nd, Friday, October. Today is Saturday, 23rd, 23rd of October. Okay, today is 21st, and that's Saturday. All right. Now the next working days, 5 days, is 27th. Let's count. Saturday, no work. Sunday, 22nd, no work. Monday, there is work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you could see that, because we said it should return to us what? Should return to us 5 working days from today. All right. 5 working days from today. So this is how you could use the work day to, indicate the next working day of for your organization. All right, and then for certain set of data. As we move further, we'll see how these things are applicable to Excel and how you could use them in your organization. Now let's look at the networking day, international, and so equal to net work days. All right, so asks for the start date, end date, and then holidays if there are any. So I'll pick this as start date, comma. Let's choose an end date. Now I want us to understand something. So I'll be picking this date as the end date, and there is no holiday and equal. So you could see that we add 5. All right, please observe the formatting. It is changed back to general instead of date for this particular cell. Okay, so it is 5. All right. Please note that when we did the work day, we gave it this date as start date, and then we added 5, the next 5 working days. All right, and it returned to us, um, 27th of this month. Okay, and now in this network day, not the international, please take note. In this network days, we imputed the today's date and that of 27th of this same month, and then it returned to us 5 days. So this is how the workday and the network day works. All right, so why the workday gives you a date of that particular time, the network day gives you a figure to show the days of that particular time. And these two dates can be used to accrue the benefits an employee or set of employee has with an organization for a duration of time worked. All right, with the work day, you could take the days an employee came to the office over time, and then accrue their benefits to them based on these results. Okay, so that is that. Then let's look at the net international working day. Net international working day. So we have the start date. Let's pick let's specify something first. Okay, let's let's do this first. Okay, so start date, I want to choose let's choose this day, comma, end date, let's pick 27th as well. Now weekend definitely is Saturday, Sunday. All right, Saturday, Sunday, which is 1, comma. Is there any holiday? No. And then you could see it returned 5. All right, as well. The net international working day returned 5. Now, why did it return 5? It returned 5 because the networking day without the international automatically removes the weekends as Saturday and Sunday. But the international day gives you the opportunity to select the weekend yourself depending on the organization. There are certain organizations whose weekend are Sunday and Monday. All right. So if I should select Sunday and Monday and click OK, you will see that it returned it returned 5 because still 2 days are eliminated. But now let's look at if the holiday of an organization is just Saturday, which is 17th, and enter returned. You could see that it gave us six days as the working days. Why? Because that particular organization's only free day is Saturday. All right, and then Sunday they are back to work. Some of these firms are firms like the pharmaceutical company and the rest of them. They work almost throughout the week and there are no breaks. All right. For some, why some, there are certain breaks given to the to the employees. Okay. And then finally, let's look at the e-dates. The e-dates. Now, the e-date gives us the start date and then the month. So let's say start date is this, comma, month. Let's say 2 months time and then equal. So the in 2 months time, this particular date will be December 21st. All right. This is not the end of the month. It's just telling us futuristic. What will this time be in the next 2 months? Okay. So these date functions could be used for projects. All right. The start of a project and then the finish of a project, like the work day and then the networking days. This could be used to determine the start of a project and the end of a project. So if for example, we have a project that will be start. We have a project to start today, and how many working days we'll have in order to ensure we meet up this target. That could be specified using the work day and then the network day. The payable amount to these employees who worked within these hours. But we have a condition, and the condition is that there is a special pay for those who works on Saturday. To those who work the normal work hours is to receive the payment of $5,000. But those who works on Saturday are to receive the payment rate of $10,000. Now, these are the individual dates of which these individuals came to work, and these are the hours they worked, okay, on that day. So, in order to get the payable amount, there are things we need to sort out first, and that is to find out what day of the week are these days in order to know what amount to calculate their payable fee with. In order to do that, there are two methods, and the first method is to first of all find out the weekday, open bracket serial number, which is the date, and then enter. So this weekday, I think there's a format there. Let me quickly take that out. There's a format there. Okay, so the weekday, we have the weekday to be 4. So we just autofill. All right, so we have 4, 4, 3, and so on and so forth. We already have the weekday of these particular workers. Okay, so 4 here means on Wednesday. Okay, means Wednesday. To confirm that, you go to long date and you could see Wednesday. All right, so we'll take it back to general. 5 is Thursday, 6 is Friday, and definitely 7 is Saturday. So if 7 is Saturday, that implies that we can easily see that there's only one individual who was able to meet up with the Saturday payment rate, and that is SA. Now that we are aware of the weekday, we can now look for the amount to be paid to each individual. And if this is a large data, you don't want to do it manually. You will want a condition whereby you can easily autofill. Because if we should go by the generic of, since we already have the the weekday and we know how much the amount to pay each worker and you say, okay, let me go by this multiplied by 5,000 rather, 5,000, all right, and you get a value. But the problem is there is 7 here, and if you should drag and drop like that, you won't have, okay, even if you should hold 5,000, okay, let's hold 5,000 F4 and we get that, and then drop, okay, you see that even SA is earning lower than you know than Jude, okay, because we use the same amount to multiply for her instead of the $10,000 rate, based on the fact that she worked on Saturday. Okay, so in order to ensure we don't get wrong calculations, we are going to be using the if function. All right, the if function. So using the if function, the logical test now is, if this, all right, is greater than or equal to 7, all right, then it should return the value if true, such that this multiplies 10,000. All right, that's the value if true. If on the condition that 4 is greater than or equal to 7, it should multiply by 10,000. But if not, it should multiply 4 should be multiplied by $5,000 and then enter. So you see, we still have the $20,000 that we ought to have there, but now let's autofill. Now, before we autofill, we have to lock certain cells, all right, like the P18, we have to log the cell address P18, right? We have to log that F4, and also we have to log P17. Now that we've done that, enter, and then we could autofill. So if you have a large set of data, you could generally autofill, and then you can be able to save a lot. All right, so with this information, we've seen now that SA was able to get $30,000 instead of the $15,000 we saw earlier, because there was an increase in our pay. All right, there was an increase in our pay. Now let's see um if we should change Tina's weekday to 7, what will happen? Okay, enter. You see, automatically Tina gets this the pay a payable amount of $100,000, $100,000. Can you see that? Which is higher than the rest of them. Okay, which is higher than the rest of them. But since, do you understand? So if we should turn it again, it goes back to being 50 uh $50. All right, I hope you understand how to do this. What about the second method? How can you do it without having to calculate all of that? Okay, to do that, we create a logical test. And what is this logical test? The logical test is if weekday open brackets this, all right, is greater than or equal to 7, comma, all right, it should return this value if true. All right, the value is 4, which is the number of hours worked, multiplied by $5. All right, $5 per, so $5, comma, which is if true, right? Sorry, if true, not that. So K multiplied by $10 if true, that's P18, that's P18 if true, and if not true, it should return K18, which is 4 multiplied by $5. We have to log that cell, and we have to log this cell. Okay, having done that, we can then drag and drop, and then drag. So you could see we have the same, amount again. All right, and then we could format it based on dollar and all that. Okay, so this is it. So you could see it as the same amount. All right, so this is how you can use the date function to calculate the payable amount of workers. All right, so in this Excel work, we want to calculate the hours worked by certain employees based on the time they came into the office and the time they left. All right, this is quite a little data, but you could apply the practical application as what we'll do now to large data. All right, by using the autofill like I have taught you before. To quickly solve for the hours worked by employees, first of all, you want to ensure that the time formatting is correct. Okay, so if you double click this, you see it is AM, 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 and this is AM as well. So out. So was it that the person just came in, the employer just came in and went out in next 1 hour? No. So you want to do the formatting properly. All right. So change that to PM and that to PM, PM, and then PM. All right. So you could see it is using the 24-hour time, format on the other end. To know that, you could see that your data is custom. All right, the data is custom. That is to say, it is following a certain pattern. You could go do that. You could check that by either going through format and then coming down to format says. All right, to check, you could see it custom hour and then minutes. Okay, hour and minutes. If we change it to hour, minutes, and seconds, you will see the hour, minutes, and second formatting. All right, so also, like I taught you, formats, you go through formats, and then you can also come through the number group. Get there by right clicking on your data and then go to format cells, click on it, and it will take you to this drop down. Ensure to keep it on numbers, and you can custom your work. Okay, so let's go to the customing and right there. Okay, so, and also you could also access this by you could also access that by going through this place like I did, and then you go to more numbers, and that is that. Okay, so with this now, we could get the hours worked by these employees by saying equal to this time minus this time, and then click on enter. So we have 13 hours, 13 hour, and the rest, and then 13 7 5:45, and then 8:45. Okay, what if you want to view it per hour and not just see it this way? So use another way you could do this is by multiplying by is by saying equal to this minus this, all in brackets, only brackets, multiplied by 24, and enter. So you could see we have uh we have 13. So 13 hours was the time this person worked, 7 hours, and then this worked 5 hours and some minutes, 8 hours and some minutes, and but what if you don't want to see the minutes and the rest. So you can use another test format equal to test equals to test. Now you say this minus this, and then comma, we have the format test, so that, and then h, and then enter. So you see 21 hours, 16 hours, 17 hours, and 18 hours. Okay, I guess there's an error. Let's correct that. So S17 minus arrow. Okay, now we've done that. Enter. So 13 hours, and then 7, 5, and 8. Okay, so you could see the various formatting method. So if you want to stick with the time, you could see 13 hours, 7 hours, 5 hours plus 5 hours 45 minutes. That was when the person worked 8 8 from this time to 8. So the entire time was 8:15. Okay, for 8 hours and 15 minutes. Then if you want to see it in the 24-hour clock, and then if you want to see it in a whole number, all right, in a number format, you can go through the test format, and then you see the test function, and then you see 13, 7, 5, and 8. Okay, so these are the various hours worked by these employees. All right, now this is very, very important when you carry out your payment based on our work.